Hare Krishna. Let's begin our session with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Hare Krishna. So welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita sessions. So in all probability, we will be completing chapter number 12. 12वें अध्याय आज हम उसका मुक्ताई गाएंगे आज. In all probability, there are only 3 more shlokas to do in this. So that means to say that we would have completed 66% of Bhagavad Gita, for which we took 2 years. 189 sessions, which included 12 overview sessions, 12 overview of chapter sessions, and the remaining were Bhagavad Gita sessions. So today we will continue with shloka number 18. 12वें अध्याय का 18वें श्लोक से हम तुरंत प्रारंभ करेंगे. Krishna is talking about who is very dear to him. कृष्णा भगवत गीता में ये व्यक्त कर रहे कि कौन सी भक्त उनको प्रिय है, अति प्रिय है, और क्यों वो उनको अति प्रिय है. What are the characteristics a devotee must have for him to become very dear to Krishna? So Krishna is openly telling us that we must become like this. He is enumerating the points. तो कुछ संख्या पूर्वक वो बता रहे हैं कि ये गुण मेरे भक्त में होना चाहिए, वो होने से वो मेरे लिए अति प्रिय बन जाएंगे. So we will continue shloka number 18 and 19. They are together. I will project it for you. Give me one minute. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna. So in the 18th shloka and the 19th shloka, Krishna continues to enumerate those characteristics that make a devotee very dear to Krishna. Sama shatrau cha mitre cha tata manapamanayo शीतोष्ण सुख दुखेषु समसंग विवर्जितः तुल्य निंदा स्तुतिर्मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमतिर् भक्तिमान मे प्रियो नरः. Bhaktiman, that person who has devotion unto me, priyo naraha, this individual is very dear to me. And why is he dear? Because he has these characteristics. What are the characteristics? We will study. One who is equal to friends and enemies. Sama shatraucha mitrecha. You might be wondering, how can that be possible? How can be equal to the friend and to the enemy? कैसे हम मित्र और शत्रु को एक समान दृष्टि से देख सकते हैं? But that is the character that is required for us to become dear to Krishna. Which means to say that devotee is acknowledging that everything is in the hand of Krishna. So if somebody is doing harm to me, somebody is doing good to me, all this is by the knowledge of Krishna. And since I am devotee of Krishna, Krishna knows that this is happening in my life. Krishna को पता है ये मेरे जीवन में हो रहा है, और उन्होंने अनुमति दिया है, संदर्भ में उन्होंने अनुमति दिया है कि ये मेरे जीवन में हो. So we should accept it as the Lord's will. So when somebody accepts it as Lord's will, जब कोई भगवान का ये क्या बोलते हैं, यही इच्छा है समझ के अपने जीवन को आगे लेके जाता है, that person becomes very dear to Krishna. Then, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, tata mana apamana yo samaha, he is undisturbed when somebody is giving him honor, when somebody is giving dishonor. When somebody is giving him honor, कोई डिस्टर्ब कैसे होगा? अगर कोई गौरव दे रहा है तो मतलब वो डिस्टर्ब कैसे हो रहा है? ऐसे डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है कि वो उस गौरव को वो अपने ऊपर मतलब इतना भावी पड़ा रहा है कि वो भगवान को भूल रहा है. वो ये सोचने लगा है कि ये जो माना, ये जो हॉनर जो मुझे मिल रहा है वो मेरी व्यक्तित्व के लिए मिल रहा है, मेरे श्रम के लिए मिल रहा है. भगवान को भूल जाएगा वो. Somebody becomes very much excited, which is a type of disturbance. When somebody is honored, when he is honored, that means somewhere he is forgetting that Krishna is in control. To be delightful when something happens and to get carried away by it are two different things. So further Krishna says, heat and cold, happiness and distress, शीता उष्ण समः, गर्मी हो रहा है, शीतकाल है, तो वो तो एक उसका मन परिस्थिति है, विचलित नहीं हो रहा है, is not disturbed. सुख दुःखेषु, when there is happiness in his life, when there is distress in his life, he is equipoised. He does what is required. जब दुख आ रहा है तो उसका निवारण के लिए वो जो उसके हाथ में है वो करेगा. ऐसा नहीं कि हाथ में हाथ रख के वो बैठ जाए. It's not that he will sit quiet. He will do what is required to overcome that particular difficult situation. But after that, he completely depends on the will of the Lord. अपना कर्तव्य करेगा और जो परिणाम है वो भगवान कृष्ण की इच्छा के ऊपर छोड़ देगा. That person is very dear to Krishna. Further, fame and infamy, mana apamanayu, honor, dishonor, we have this one. Then is always free from contamination. Sama sanga varjitaha. So sukha dukkeshu samaha and sanga varjitaha. What is sanga varjitaha? Sanga varjitaha means is always free from contamination. Sanga means here it means to have bad association. Varjitaha, vivarjitaha. He has given up bad association. He has given up bad elements. He has given up bad company. Who is a bad company? Anybody who takes us away from Krishna. Anybody who under whose company will forget Krishna. जिसके साथ रह के हम कृष्णा को भूल जाएंगे. मतलब जो हमें कृष्ण की बातों में उलझा के नहीं रखेगा, जो हमें कृष्ण से दूर लेके जाएगा. One who is not going to keep talking about Krishna to us. By that way, we will make us forget Krishna. Sangha vivarjitaha. We'll give up that company. Then, tulya ninda stuti maunir. So, tulya ninda stuti. So, when tulya is equipoised in ninda stuti, कोई गुणगान कर रहा है, कोई निंदा कर रहा है उसका, तो विचलित नहीं हो रहा है. He's not disturbed by somebody praising him and somebody giving him all kinds of insults in the world. And then he is mauni. Mauni मतलब silent, always silent. अरे silent मतलब क्या? वो बात नहीं करेगा, जो बेकार की बातें हैं वो नहीं करेगा. He will not talk nonsense. He will only talk about Krishna. He will only glorify Krishna. He will open his mouth only to eat Krishna prasadam and to glorify Krishna. That is called as mauna. Mauna doesn't mean that complete silence. Mauna means to be silent without talking nonsense. Mauna also means when you simply glorify Krishna and not talk about anything else, that is also mauni. Then, he is satisfied with anything. Santushto yena kena chet. Whatever is coming in his life, after putting due effort, of course. He is not irresponsible as a father, mother, son, or daughter, teacher, or as a student, or whatever role he has to play in this community, in this world, he plays that role very nicely. And after that, he is dependent on Krishna. But whatever comes to in his life, he is dependent on Krishna. जो उसके जीवन में आएगा, उससे वो संतुष्ट है. After putting due effort, संतुष्टो येन केनचित्. अर्जुन क्या करने वाला था? He wanted to become संतुष्ट without doing his duty. से मैं युद्ध नहीं लड़ूंगा, युद्ध लड़ूंगा तो दुख होगा, युद्ध नहीं लड़ूंगा तो उससे मुझे खुशी मिलेगा. तो संतुष्टो येन केनचित्, by doing our duty, by following the instruction of Krishna, then what happens in my life? That I can be santushta, not by Krishna is telling him to fight. Because he's telling this is dharma yuddha. उन्होंने गलत किया है, हमने उनको मौका दिया, हमने शांति दूत बन के गए खुद उनके पास, लेकिन वो नहीं मानी. जब सारे द्वार बंद हो गए तभी युद्ध छेड़ा है हमने, और हमने भी युद्ध नहीं छेड़ा, कौरव ने खुद युद्ध छेड़ा है. तो अब योद्धा होने के नाते अर्जुना, आपको आपका कर्तव्य निभाना है. कृष्णा इज रिमाइंडिंग, यू आर ए सोल्जर, यू आर हियर टू प्रोटेक्ट योर सिटीजन्स. इट इज नाउ the country is in the world is in the wrong hands. It is being ruled by wrong people. So you must get back what is rightfully yours. I want you to rule. I want Yudhishthira to become king because he is Dharma Raja. He will rule the world nicely. Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, they are very selfish. They will not do justice. They will not do Raja Dharma. वो राजा धर्म नहीं निभाएंगे, युधिष्ठिर महाराज निभाएंगे. इसलिए मैं चाहता हूं युधिष्ठिर राजा बने, लेकिन मैंने मौका दिया था धृतराष्ट्र को, दुर्योधन को, आधा राज्य दे दो, फिर कुछ गांव दे दो, कम से कम 5 गांव दे दो. दुर्योधन ने बोल दिया कि मैं नीडल पॉइंट में आने वाला भूमि नहीं दूंगा. आई विल नॉट गिव यू लैंड विच इज मेजर्ड बाय नीडल पॉइंट. जब ऐसे स्टैंड वो ले लिए, when they took this stand, which is absolutely wrong, they left us no other choice. They themselves said, if you want your share, fight for it. देखिए खुद दुर्योधन बोल रहा है, मुझे मालूम है मैं अन्याय कर रहा हूं, लेकिन मैं अपने आप को नहीं रोक पा रहा हूं. धृतराष्ट्र को मालूम है दुर्योधन से अन्याय हो रहा है, और खुद वो अन्याय कर रहा है, राजा होकर वो नहीं रोक रहा है, राजधर्म नहीं निभा रहा है. He is not doing his duty as a king or as a father. He is not stopping his son from doing wrong. He is not stopping his son being a king and protecting the citizens, protecting Pandavas, who are also his citizens. Because Krishna is telling, there is no other way now. We have to fight. Arjuna is saying, I will not fight because it is my grandfather, it is my teacher, it's my relatives. I don't want kingdom. Krishna is saying, आपकी इच्छा कौन देख रहा है? It is not what you want or what any Pandava wants. It's about what I want. It's about what is good for the world. It is about what is dharma. आपको राज्य मिलना है, ये आपके स्वार्थ के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूं. आप मेरे प्रिय हो इसलिए आपको नहीं दे रहा हूं. ये धर्म है, आपको राज्य मिलना चाहिए. एक धर्मिष्ठ राजा को राजभार करना चाहिए. इसीलिए मैं चाहता हूं कि आप लोग राज्यभार करो. और उसके लिए दुर्योधन बोल रहा है, अगर ऐसा है तो आप लोग करना है, हमें करना है. After fighting the war, whatever comes to him, he should be happy. Arjuna is telling, no, I'll not fight the war. I'll not listen to you. I'll be happy with what comes. No, that is not happiness. वो पाप हो जाएगा. ऐसे सुख पाप हो जाएगा. Whatever Krishna says we do, then that is the right thing. That is dharma. And whatever comes after that is real happiness. Santushta yena kenachit. This is how a devotee lives. Santushto yena kenachit. Whatever comes in my life, I will do my Hare Krishna Mantra Japa, I will do my devotional service, I will follow what my preacher is telling, my guru is telling, what Krishna is telling, and then whatever comes in my life, I will be happy with it. Then, further what he does, who doesn't care for any residence, aniketaha. He is not worried about her, मेरा बड़ा बंगला हो, मेरा खुद का मकान हो, बस उसको सोने के लिए जगह मिल गया उस रात को. very happy. Now, does it mean that we should also be like that? Artificially, we should not be like that. हमें भी एक घर चाहिए, एक अपना घर चाहिए. For that we have to work, but it should not be undue endeavor. 10-20 मकान बना लिया, 40-50 साइट ले लिया, और फिर काम कर रहे, दिन रात सोच रहे इस साइट का इतना इतना मौल्य मिलेगा. This site I will sell for this amount, then I'll become this rich, that rich. Every day and night thinking about this. That is not aniketa. Means santushta ena kenachit, what you got is not desiring anything else. Aniketa. Then was fixed in knowledge. Sthira matir. अपना मस्तिष्क स्थिर है. His mind and his brain is stable and engaged in devotional service. Most importantly, ये सब होने के बावजूद अगर ये नहीं है, next one, तो श्रम ये वही केवलम. So we see a lot of good people, but they are not Krishna bhaktas. They don't worship Krishna. So in the end, it's all waste of time. Why? Because इसी भौतिक जगत में वो रहेंगे. जो अच्छे काम कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए फिर से नर जन्म मिलेगा, उसको भरने के लिए उनको आना पड़ेगा. देखिए, all these qualities along with bhaktiman. That is what he must be engaged in devotional service. तो ये he is very dear to me. Me priyo naraha. Such a person is dear to me. You see how Krishna is very clearly, he is delineating, he is specifying what are the qualities he expects from his devotees. So from the purport, Prabhupada says, the devotee is always free from all bad association. He is always keeping good association. He is always keeping association of bhakta. भक्तों के संग में वो रहता है. जो अभक्त है उससे दूर रहता है. Then sometimes one is praised, sometimes one is defamed. हमारे जीवन में भी कभी कभी लोग हमारी निंदा करते हैं, लोग हमारा बहुत ही स्तुति करते हैं. They praise us and they defame us. That is the nature of human society. कभी कभी हम निंदा के लायक भी नहीं है, निंदा करते हैं लोग. That is the nature of this material world. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy. उसको पता है कि भक्त को भौतिक जगत में चाहे मान हो अपमान हो, एक दिन सब मिट जाएगा. 200 साल पहले कौन इस भारत देश को भारत देश का राजा बार ले रहा था, आपको पता है? 500 साल पहले कौन था राजा, पता है? अच्छा जिंदगी जिया होगा, अच्छे कार्य किए होंगे उसने, लेकिन आज आपको पता है कौन है? Do you know at least 5 names of Rama's dynasty? No, see, they come, they go in the material world. Those. So today I read a quote, very nice quote that came. What is real fame? What is that? What is that we should strive for? Real fame is to become famous as devotee of Krishna. अगर हमें सच में, अगर हमें fame चाहिए, हमें अगर if you want हमें ख्याति चाहिए, तो हमें कृष्ण भक्त होने का ख्याति we should be trying to strive for. Any other thing we should not strive for, because all that is going to be one day left over here. Now, does it mean that I should not do good? Does it mean that I should not do the right thing? Yes, you should do, but you should not do it with the mindset that I should become famous by this. Fame and infamy, you should leave it to Krishna. Krishna knows what has happened to it, what has to happen in our life, and what should not happen in life. When I do something for the end result, to become famous, to become rich, वो हमेशा गलत ही होगा. Because somehow I want to become famous, somehow I want to become rich, तो हम कहीं ना कहीं गलत कर देंगे. But if my stance is, I must lead a good life in the sense a good life as a devotee. For that, yes, even if I have some riches, it is okay. Whatever Krishna gives me, I'll accept it. Not that if money comes to a devotee, he says, नहीं मुझे नहीं चाहिए. आप अगर कोई भी भक्त को पैसे ऑफर करेंगे, वो मना नहीं करेगा, वो लेगा, लेकिन उसको वो कृष्ण के सेवा में लगा देगा. That is the difference between him and a materialistic person. So further here, Krishna goes on talking about Prabhupada explains in the purport, he does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. So he uses his tongue to glorify Krishna, to talk about Krishna Katha. Everything he does is about that. Now, I am a professor in a college. So should I stop taking classes? That is not what is being told. Do your duty. But then you must always do it with the sense that you are doing it as a devotee of Krishna, as a Samaj Sevi, in line of Krishna's instruction. You're doing. जब आप प्रोफेसर हो, आप किसी को सिखा रहे हो, तो you're actually doing समाज सेवा. That Samaj Seva, when you are a Krishna devotee, that is perfection. You're doing it only for yourself, then one day we will take all the honors, all the badges, all the medals, and we will leave all the medals here and go. Nothing has been achieved for our personal self. जी लिए ठीक है, लेकिन अभी हमारी मौत आ गई, अब आगे जिंदगी हमारा क्या होगा? What is the next life? We never thought of it. So it is Samayevai Kevalam. I ran the full race, but in the end I faltered. So I was not able to finish the goal of my human life. So क्या हुआ? क्या? What is the use of it? So we have actually led a failed life. Successful life is to do my duty, to do it very nicely. In the due process, I'm getting medals, I'm getting recognition, very good. Doing it for that is not recommended because invariably it will quote, हमारे अंदर quote लेके आएगा. Because somehow I want to get it. If we keep telling our child, you must get first rank, first rank, first rank, प्रेशर इतना हो जाएगा, वो फर्स्ट रैंक के बारे में सोचेगा, अच्छे विद्याभ्यास के बारे में नहीं सोचेगा, मुझे ये सब ज्ञान लेना चाहिए, आई मस्ट गेट ऑल दिस नॉलेज, आई मस्ट बिकम नॉलेजेबल. ही विल नॉट थिंक अबाउट दैट, ही विल नॉट थिंक मुझे फर्स्ट रैंक आना है. तो फिर उसका स्वभाव है, उसने पढ़ाई नहीं किया, फिर उसने देखा कि क्वेश्चन पेपर सेल हो रहा है, या फिर कुछ उल्टा सीधा काम करके एग्जाम में कॉपी करके कुछ हो सकता है, वो करने की कोशिश करेगा, क्योंकि प्रेशर है उसके ऊपर फर्स्ट रैंक. ही इज बीइंग थॉट अबाउट नॉट वैल्यूज, ही इज बीइंग थॉट अबाउट व्हाट ही मस्ट गेट, ही इज बीइंग थॉट अबाउट एंड रिजल्ट. So when somebody is thought about only the end result and not thought about the journey for it, the values for it, how to approach it, how to approach that, you must teach the child, read nicely, become knowledgeable, and in the process get good scores and try to achieve good ranks. This is how we must tell our children. We must tell them the values. We must tell them why we must study. We must not tell them only first rank आना चाहिए. हमें बोलना चाहिए कि we must study, we must gain knowledge. अच्छे नागरिक बनना है तो विद्याभ्यास होना चाहिए. अच्छा एक व्यक्ति बनना है तो विद्याभ्यास होना चाहिए, और भौतिक विद्या के साथ आध्यात्मिक विद्या भी हमें उसको देना चाहिए. We must give both material education and spiritual education. Giving only material education again is actually doing injustice to the child. Right from 5 years, Prahlad Maharaj is telling that Kaumaram Acharit Pragnaha. Spiritual education should begin from childhood. 5वें आयु से हमें भक्ति का मौल्य भी देना चाहिए. Then he becomes a well-rounded person. An overall all-rounder he will become. He will be good in everything. Not that he will only sit and do bhajan. समाज में जो करना चाहिए वो करेगा, अच्छा कार्य समाज के लिए, and he'll do it in good Krishna consciousness. That should be the aim of the parents. But हम सोचते हैं ये सब अभी नहीं, अभी वो करेगा तो फिर वो पढ़ेगा नहीं. It's a wrong concept. We also don't come to the temple. We don't come for festivals. We don't come and do service saying that प्रभु हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, हमारे कॉलेज में इतना काम है, हमारे ऑफिस में इतना काम है. Yes, you must work for your office, you must work for your college, you must work as a housewife, as a homemaker, you must work, you must do your duty. But you must also develop as a devotee. Simultaneously, लोग यही समझते हैं 60 साल के बाद ये सब करेंगे. 60 साल के आयु के लोग यही कर रहे हैं क्या? जरा देखिए जाके. No, they are telling, no, I want to relax. बहुत हो गया जिंदगी का अभी जो मैंने पूंजी मारा लिया है, whatever I have saved, let me enjoy it. भक्ति के लिए टाइम है. That is why Yudhishthir Maharaj said that ahani ahani bhutani gacchanti hamalayam. Every day everybody is seeing, for no reason, for some reason, young, old, child, middle-aged person, woman, man, healthy person, unhealthy person, they are dying. But still we think that कल करेंगे. The problem is we think we have time. हम ये सोचते हैं समय है, बाद में करेंगे. बाद में नहीं है, अभी करना है. You should utilize the power of now. भौतिक जिंदगी में भी अच्छा जीना है, आध्यात्मिक प्रगति भी करना है, दोनों करना है. और दोनों को हमें प्रीचर्स के और गुरु के, कृष्णा के भगवत गीता के मार्गदर्शन से हमें करना चाहिए. नॉट दैट आई विल डू व्हाट आई वांट, आई विल study this book, that book. Very famous incident. Srila Prabhupada in the 70s, nice book distribution was happening. Bhagavad Gita sales were happening very nicely. It had picked up. So one of the disciples came to him and said, Prabhupada, when we tell people that please read Bhagavad Gita, at that time there was a very famous book which had come. I am okay, you are okay. Very famous book. Even today it's very popular. You should read that. I have also read it. During my days, I have read it. So I am okay, you are okay is the name of the book. So Prabhupada, these people are telling, ये लोग बोलते हैं अब ये पढ़ने का टाइम नहीं है, ये बुक पढ़ने का टाइम है. I'm okay, you're okay. तो प्रभुपाद जी ने उत्तर दिया उनको, जाके उनको बोलो, actually I am okay but you are not okay. आप समझ रहे हो कि आप ओके हो. I am okay because I am reading this book, Bhagavad Gita. You are not okay because you are not reading this book. Because you don't know what you should do. You don't know what is okay, what is not okay. So therefore, you are not okay. So tell them, this is the book which is talking about I am okay, you are okay. This is the real way of being okay. Reading Bhagavad Gita, understanding that and implementing in our life. That is being okay. Not reading some materialistic book. Yes, you are going to get some good material knowledge. You can follow that. But if you want to really be okay, in the sense of being okay, सच में okay होना है, Bhagavad Gita is the book. Especially Bhagavad Gita as it is the book written by Srila Prabhupada, whereby you can say, I am okay, you are okay. Otherwise, they are actually not okay. I read 400. That's the count I had a library of personality development books. It helped me. I read all 400 books. Not that it did not help me, but it helped me only be a materialistic person. It helped me only in the materialistic things. It didn't help me as an overall person. It helped me only about one aspect of my life, how to lead a good material life. It didn't help me in my overall aspect of how to be a good human being, how to fulfill my human life, how to make it successful. That happened when I read this book. And not that now it is already successful, but at least we are on the path of success. And Prabhupada assures that if you continue this path, success is assured. So there's nothing for us to worry. So Prabhupada here further says, he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. तो ज्ञान सही जगह से वो ज्ञान पा चुका है. And then without good qualifications one cannot be a good devotee, pure devotee. ये सब qualifications जो कृष्णा ने enlist किया है, इसके मतलब इसके बिना हम एक अच्छे भक्त नहीं बन सकते. Bhakt is not just taking kartal and doing Hare Krishna mantra. Of course, when we do that, we automatically Krishna will give us all the good qualities. It comes within us. So only if I am able to only chant Hare Krishna mantra also good, because Krishna will ensure that the Nama, which is Krishna himself, is so powerful that it will make us become good people. A good devotee is also a good person. A good person need not be a good devotee, but a good devotee is always a good person. If you see a person who is doing very nice puja पाठ, लेकिन लोगों के प्रति उसका जो स्वभाव है वो मतलब questionable है, then actually he is not a good devotee, because he is only doing what has to be done in his favor. Because उसको पता है भगवान की पूजा करने से मुझे ये मिलेगा. So that is not how a devotee is. A devotee is always talking. He is para dukkha dukhi, and he is a like Krishna. Surudam sarva bhutanam. Krishna saying Surudam sarva bhutanam. I am. Krishna says I am the friend of all. So devotee is also friend of all. How is he a friend of all? He's always telling them, Krishna is your master. You are servant of Krishna, serve him. This is doing good to the. This is real friendship. अच्छे मित्र कौन है तो आपको सही मार्ग पे लेके जाएगा. आजकल के मित्र जैसे नहीं है. देखो ये नया ब्रांड सिगरेट आया, बहुत ही मजेदार है. ये देखो नया ब्रांड विस्की आया है. आज हमारे अलुमनी ग्रुप में, हमारे मेडिकल और डेंटल अलुमनी ग्रुप में अनफॉर्चुनेटली एक मैसेज आया. दे वर ऑल वेरी हैप्पी फॉर इट, मेनी ऑफ देम. इंडिया का कोई ब्रांड ऑफ विस्की हैज बीन वोटेड एज द नंबर 1 ब्रांड ऑफ विस्की. देखिए ये है, एंड दे आर ऑल वेरी हैप्पी. यही ब्रांड मैं भी पीता हूँ. वो जो ब्रांड वो पी रहा है, वो ब्रांड नंबर 1 हो गया. उसके लिए वो मतलब खुश है. वो ऐसे मतलब ऐसे मैसेज उसने भेजा है कि जैसे बहुत बड़ा तीर मार लिया उसने. वो सबको रिकमेंड कर रहा है उस ग्रुप में. आज ही का बात है. और वो बोल रहा है अरे आप सबको ट्राई करना चाहिए. ऐसे मित्र दुश्मन को भी नहीं मिलना चाहिए. दिस काइंड ऑफ अ फ्रेंड इवन आवर वर्स्ट एनिमी should not have, who will take us down the drain. On the other hand, there are WhatsApp groups of devotees who will always send messages of Prabhupada about devotion, about what Guru has told us, or how we must lead life. This is a real friend. Even if we are not talking to him daily, but we are just reading his messages, this person is our real friend. Surudha, other person who is taking us the wrong way is not my real friend. So he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire qualifications. तो ऐसा नहीं कि अच्छा ये क्वालिटीज मुझे एक्वायर करना है. आर्टिफिशियली यू कैन नॉट एक्वायर. मुझे क्या भक्त बनना है बोलने से नहीं होगा, करने से. तो बाय प्रैक्टिस इट बिकम्स. इट डजंट हैपन बाय जस्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. वी मस्ट एक्ट इन दैट वे. वी मस्ट do all our activities with that mindset. Then we will become a good devotee and a good person. So engagement in Krishna consciousness in devotional service automatically helps him develop them. तो जब हम कृष्ण भक्त बन जाएंगे तो हम very very easily we will be able to get all these qualities automatically. So finally Krishna is talking about, and the last sloka is slightly different. Now Krishna talked about who is dear to him. Now Krishna is talking about, you read the last sentence, Bhaktaste Athiva me priyaha. One who is most dear to me. Very, very dear to me. Who is this devotee? Quickly we'll read. Etu dharmamritam idham yathoktam paryupasate shraddhadhana matparama bhaktaste athiva me priyaha. Until now, me priyaha, eva priyaha, priyanaraha. Now he's telling Athiva me priya, very, very, very dear to him. Who is that person? He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service, ye tu dharmamritam idam yata uktam paryupasate. So one who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and completely engages himself with faith. Shraddhadhana matparama. So making me the supreme goal, making Krishna the supreme goal. Whatever he does, whatever he is teaching in a college, he's a doctor, he's an engineer, she's a housewife, he's a retired person, he's a soldier, whatever he is, mat parama. Does it for Krishna. How do I do something for Krishna? By following the instruction of Prabhupada, by following the instruction of Guru. How? Shraddha with faith. And how it is done? It should be done dharma amritam idham. It should be done in line of dharma. It should be done in the line of devotional service. It should be done under the guidance of devotees. Yata uttam paryupas. That way we can worship Krishna. This is worship. This is called work is worship. Not that I keep working without thinking of Krishna. That is not worship. That is going to hell. 100% that person will go to hell. Because he is not doing that thing that is going to make his human life success. Maybe he'll get a good life if he has done good work. Again, human life. But Kali Yuga is deteriorating. There will be always good friends who will tell us, Naya cigarette aaya hai, Naya whiskey aaya hai. There is no dearth of such friends for us. So the more we prolong our lives in Kali Yuga, the more it is going to become distressful for us. We are never going to get over it. So Prabhupada is concluding this chapter with this shloka, the purport. It's a long purpose, and I told you that all purports, all the end purports are the summary of the chapter. Quickly, let us do it. In this chapter, religion of eternal engagement. So, what is Dharmamrutam? Eternal engagement, to become eternally Krishna conscious, to continue to remain Krishna conscious. That is what is required, no matter what we do. Not no matter what. It doesn't mean that you can become a dacoit and a smuggler. Whatever you do in Dharma, Dharmamrutam. So, this process is very dear to the Lord, and He accepts a person who is engaged in such a process. Krishna will accept such a devotee. He will accept in his fold. He will take him back to Godhead in this life. He is doing his duty materially and spiritually also. Because one who has some completely surrendered to Krishna, he also will get Krishna at the end, because he knows that in the end he has to serve Krishna only. And he is ready to take that. So devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the best of all processes of spiritual realization. There are many steps of spirituality, but the topmost step and the best step, the step where we can accelerate nicely is to directly do service, devotional service to Krishna. Pure devotional service, whoever does, one develops attachment for when one has good association. अच्छे भक्तों के संग में जब हम रहेंगे, हमें भी भक्ति करने का मन आएगा, और जब हम भक्ति करेंगे, what happens? We will be on the path of becoming pure devotees by performing devotional service. So there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self-realization. आत्म साक्षात्कार के लिए, भगवान को पाने के लिए, भगवत प्रेम पाने के लिए और कोई रास्ता नहीं है, केवल कृष्ण भावनामृत में कृष्ण का सेवा, गुरु का सेवा, गुरु के निर्माण किए हुए मंदिर का सेवा, इससे ही होगा, और कोई कार्य से नहीं होगा. If one develops directly a desire to engage in Krishna consciousness in pure devotional service, it does not need to undergo step-by-step improvements in spiritual realization. So जब कोई कृष्ण भक्त के स्तर पे आ जाएगा, उसको और कोई स्टेप्स चाहिए नहीं, सीधे सीधे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. तो ये जो middle 6 chapters, chapter number 7 to chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita is more congenial for devotional service. So the 6 chapters are chapters of devotional service, and especially the 12th chapter is a specific chapter talking about devotional service and devotee and who is dear to Krishna. And this is the confidential part of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7 to 12. That is why, like a treasure, it is in between. It is treasured. It is protected between the first 6 chapters and the last 6 chapters. The middle 6 chapters is protected. So that is how Krishna has gone about speaking Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is the master. He knows how to take us along this path and how to introduce and what to introduce at what time. So we complete the 12th chapter, 66% of Bhagavad Gita. We have done in detail. If you missed any of the sessions, please go to the channel Janaka Dasa. Up to 9th chapter I've loaded. 10th onwards I'll start loading. So tomorrow we will meet again at the same time and begin with an overview of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you for joining me today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any questions? I'll be on WhatsApp for the next half an hour. You can post your questions there. You can message, you can call, audio, video, whatever you want.